course, the place is overgrown with weeds, but that's been taken into account in the rental. If you and your wife like gardening, you could have the place looking better in no time at all.
My wife doesn't like the daylight hours.
Oh?
Rather, I should say daylight doesn't agree with her.
I see.
She has trouble with the pigmentation of her skin. Direct sunlight would be poison for her. As a matter of fact, more than 5 minutes of sunlight could possibly kill her. So you see, she will be doing very little gardening, I'm afraid. Nor shall I, for that matter, since my experiments occupy most of my daylight hours. Did you bring the papers with you?
Yes. How long have you and your wife been in Europe?
Good day, Mr. Markham.
Don't you want me to show you the rest of the rooms? I'd be more than happy to.
Our business is completed. Good day.
Perhaps you and your wife would like to share supper.
My wife and I do not go out. Ah, by the by. Haven't you forgotten something?
I don't think so, no.
No?
Oh.
The check for the first month's rent.
How foolish of me. I don't know what I was thinking of. Oh.
The check is for 3 months' rent. Please do not come here when the rent is due again. I shall send it to you before it is due. Once more, good day, Mr. Markham.
Well, if you need any...
Mr. Markham, please go. I have a great deal of work to do, and you're wasting my valuable time. I feel very tired from a long journey and extremely inhospitable. Good day.
You rude bastard.
Orlando! Orlando! Harry, where are you? We're here. Bring her in! Bring her in! Bring her in here. Hurry up! Hurry up! Carlotta! Come over here and help her. Come on, hurry up. We have no time to lose. Throw the chair. Let's see. Carrie, give me my hypodermic. Solution's in the brown bag. Orlando, give me a hand with it. Carlotta, get out of here! Hurry up! Fools to wait so long. You should have given her a shot on the train.
It was impossible at that time. You know we couldn't.
They wouldn't let us in the baggage compartment to get your bag.
How did it end up there in the first place? I told you to always keep my medical bag with us at all times. I gave it to Carlotta to put in our compartment. She must have made a mistake and put it in with the other luggage. You should know better than to let Carlotta handle anything as important as that.
Don't blame Orlando. It's my fault if Carlotta made a mistake. I thought she could handle it.
You should know better than that. Carlotta's an idiot. You should have known better.
Oh, damn!
What's the matter?
The syringe is broken.
And give me a knife.
When are you to see him?
Tomorrow.
But does he know you're coming?
No.
You mean you haven't told him?
I don't trust Carl Root. Something about that man I just don't trust.
I think you should have told him in advance.
And give him a chance to have some time to adjust his books? Oh, no. I want to surprise him. That way I'll have the upper hand.
Then you do think he's been stealing your legacy?
The amounts he's been sending us have been far below what they were supposed to be. He better have a good explanation for it, or I'll know the reason why.
We shouldn't have stayed in Europe so long. We should have come back much sooner.
Oh, don't talk nonsense, Regina.
You know we couldn't come back till we'd mastered this serum for your condition. Even now, we don't know how they'll react to this new climate. They might not even survive at all.
Oh, Lawrence, you're trying to frighten me. Now, what would we do if they didn't survive?
We'd have to go back immediately and get more. Time would not be on our side. You know what that would mean.
Lawrence, I'm frightened. Oh, hold me.
I beg your pardon. Dinner will be ready in a few moments. Where's Carlotta?
She came in the house a few moments ago. Why?
Carrie wants her to help her with dinner. And we still haven't taken the dust covers off the furniture in the upstairs rooms. We'll do that after dinner.
I want to thank you and Carrie for being so patient. Perhaps in a month or two we'll be lucky enough to be living in my own home, which my father left me. It'll be much easier there. Easier to manage than this rundown house. Thank you again, Orlando. I owe you and Carrie a great deal.
That couldn't be helped. It wasn't your fault that it happened. Don't blame yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go and help Carrie with our dinner.
We're very fortunate to have Orlando with us.
Perhaps. Here, Carlotta, put this on the table. Did you take the dust covers from the rooms upstairs?
I didn't have time.
I think it would be a good idea if you took Carlotta and did that now. Don't worry about our rooms. We'll do that after we unwrap the plans. I don't think we'll get much sleep tonight.
It won't be the first time.
How many times have I told you not to touch fire? You see, now you burned your hand. Let me see. It's all right. Come. You have to help me in the bedroom upstairs.
Blessed be the food we are about to eat. Blessed be...
Put that away! I said put it away! Is it gone?
Yes.
Don't you ever do that again.
I have a right to my own beliefs.
As long as you're in my house, you'll do as I say and you will have no...
I have as much...
Let me finish! I said, as long as you are a servant in my house, you will do as I say.
I am not your servant. I am Dr. Orlovsky's assistant, and I do you a favor by helping out with the household duties.
For which you get paid.
I am not paid to take abuse from you.
Then why don't you leave? No one is stopping you.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? I am loyal to Dr. Orlovsky, but you can't understand that, can you? You are a selfish woman. You can't love anything on this earth but your own self. I feel sorry for you.
Pick that up.
Where is she now?
She said she had a headache. She went upstairs to bed.
You must be patient with her.
I try.
I know you do. She's a very difficult woman. Her father spoiled her when she was a child, and after we were married, I gave in to her every whim. Perhaps if I had been more strict with her, she could have changed. I'm partly to blame.
You must not blame yourself. I don't think anything could change her.
Try to be more patient with her. Ignore the little things she says. You know the strain she's under.
We are all under that strain.
What would I do without you?
And Orlando?
Of course.
I think it would be a good idea if you went to bed early tonight. There'll be a lot of work to do beginning tomorrow.
What about you?
Orlando, Carlotta, and I have work to do. You know you can't keep them wrapped any longer than necessary.
But you two need to sleep as well as I.
We'll make up for that tomorrow night. I'll turn down the lamps and put out the fire. Do you want everything put into the cellar?
Yes. You know they can't stand any sunlight. There aren't any windows down there, are there?
No. And all the equipment?
Yes, everything should be kept together. It's easier to lock up that way. Are you all right?
About the same.
And your leg?
It's getting worse.
Oh, no. Let me see. We must lance it as soon as possible.
It's no better, is it?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm so sorry, Carrie.
I'm going to lose it.
I hope not. I shall try every way I know to save it.
I remember when you told Orlando that.
So we know more than we did then. Much more.
Not that much. Go to bed. Get a good night's sleep. We'll face tomorrow.
Carlotta, put everything from that box there on the second shelf here. When you're through with that, I'll show you what to do next. Now, be very careful. Don't rush things or you may break something.
Orlando, did you put clean linens in the upstairs bedrooms?
Only their bedroom. I thought we could do ours after we have them finished packing the plants. We can't take a chance on them being destroyed. They're probably very thirsty from the trip. They both retired?
Yes.
You had another fight with her, didn't you?
Yes.
She's a very difficult woman, isn't she? Did you tell him?
Yes.
And what did he say? The same thing he always says, didn't he? And what did he say about your leg?
How do you know I talked to him about that?
We've been together a very long time, my love. We think as one. You forget that sometimes.
You know me that well.
We are as one.
We must take care of the plans. Ready?
Yes.
Stay away from there. You should know better than that. Wait until you get your shot. Did you prepare the hypodermic?
I haven't had time yet.
I'll do it. Carlotta, sit here. Roll up your sleeve.
Here.
Lawrence,
Yes?
I love you.
I know you do. Go to sleep.
Lawrence,
Yes?
do you love me?
Go to sleep.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, kiss me.
Please, Regina.
Oh, is a kiss too much to ask?
No, of course not.
Oh, Lawrence, make love to me. Please make love to me.
Not now.
Oh, why not?
Because I just don't feel anything like that now.
You're thinking of her again, aren't you?
Please, Regina, not again.
You could if she were here, couldn't you?
Will you go to sleep?
You wish it were her breasts instead of mine.
Please, Regina.
You never please Regina anymore. Oh, Lawrence, I hate you. I hate you.
No, you don't hate me.
Oh, go to hell.
We're there already.
How much more?
1 minute.
They need more than we can supply.
We can't take any more than the usual from Carlotta or she will die.
Couldn't Orlovsky buy blood from the hospitals here?
But what? You know how tight the money has been for us, and we would have to show why we needed it. Then what would we do? No, it's out of the question. We'll have to find another source.
Where?
Perhaps another Carlotta.
How?
We found Carlotta in that orphanage in Budapest. Perhaps we could find someone here in America.
It won't be that easy. We will have to tell Orlovsky that we need more blood. He will have to get it somehow. Remember Carlotta? When we first got her, she was so friendly and cheerful.
The brain can have blood drained from it just so often, and then it begins to malfunction. Perhaps it's just as well. The least she knows, the better.
Is it time yet?
30 seconds. Orlando, have you noticed the difference with the plants?
No, why?
I thought maybe it wasn't my imagination, but they seem to have grown stronger and more healthy since we left Budapest.
Are you sure it's not your imagination?
You see this one? It was just an offshoot from the base of that one, and now look at it. It's almost completely grown.
You're right.
Don't touch it! Turn your hair quick! I'll have to burn it before it grows in you like I did your legs. Look away!
Mr. Root,
Yeah?
what would you like me to do with these?
What are they?
The last will and testament and some other papers of Mrs. Bronson.
Bronson?
The little old lady that was in last
Oh,
Thursday?
yes. Put them in the files and need more work on them.
I thought you were through with them.
I am, but we don't want her to know that, do we?
Very well, sir.
And Prudence,
Yes, sir?
put another $75 on Mrs. Bronson's bill when you make it out. She can damn well afford it.
Yes, sir. Just a minute, please.
I would like to speak to Mr. Carl Root, please.
And who shall I say is calling, sir?
Dr. Lawrence Orlovsky.
Dr.
Dr. Orlovsky, we didn't expect you back from Europe for at least another month.
I know. I came back sooner than I expected.
I'll tell him that you're here.
No. And give him time to prepare? No, not yet. What is your name, may I ask?
Prudence. Prudence Towers.
How long have you worked for Mr. Root?
About 8 years.
And you must have come to work here just after my last visit.
When was that?
1875.
I started work the following year.
And you must be familiar with my affairs and my relationship with Mr. Root as executor of my late father's estate.
There aren't too many clients of Mr. Root's that I see the papers on. Mr. Root keeps most of his records locked up in his office.
That figures.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. Is he in?
Yes. Shall I tell him that you're here?
No. Not yet. I'm surprised your husband approves of your working.
I'm not married.
You're a very attractive girl. You must have had many proposals.
I've had my share.
I must seem quite rude to you, but forward.
You are a bit so.
I apologize if I've been rude in any way. It's just that I have no one here that can help me. Unless, perhaps, you would be willing to help.
If I can be of any assistance to you, I would only be too glad.
I need some information.
What kind of information?
Mr. Root has in his possession...
I want you to. Orlovsky, what are you doing here in America?
I came to see you.
We didn't expect you until sometime in the early spring.
Yes, I know. But my payments have dwindled, and so I decided to come home sooner to find out why.
Why don't you come inside my office? We can talk more comfortably there.
Yes, that would be the best idea. Then we can go over all the papers and books relating to my late father's estate. I understand they're in your office.
Who told you that?
I managed to get that information rather underhandedly out of Miss Towers.
That's true, Miss Towers?
Well,
Oh, it's not her fault. No, I asked her for some papers of mine, and after assuring her of my identity, she proceeded to tell me that they were in Europe.
Hey,
Your father's house has just been sold.
what right did you have to sell my father's house? That house was meant for me to live in when I returned from Europe.
I have complete control over your late father's estate as executor. During the last days of his life, he turned over all his wealth to me to handle as I saw fit.
He never told me of any such move. I demand to see such a document.
In time, my dear doctor, in time. As you no doubt remember, your father's last days were quite chaotic. He had a premonition of his death, and he prepared accordingly. As you know, his entire holdings, which at that time were considerable, were switched over to the name of Orlovsky, which is now your legal name. The name of Talbot, which is now a loathsome name, was soon forgotten in the town of Mortavia, where your father died his violent death. We, meaning you and I, have managed to keep your real name a secret to this very day. You wouldn't want your real name to be discovered now, would you?
Are you trying to threaten me?
But of course not. I have only your interests at heart and those of your dear wife.
You not only threaten me, but my wife's background as
I
well.
don't threaten, only advise.
I demand to see an exact accounting of all the money in my late father's estate.
And you shall have it, dear boy, all in due time. I must have time to prepare it for you.
Ah, yes, time to adjust it.
Land is a very nasty word, Dr. Orlovsky. In your position, I wouldn't resort to such a course.
And stealing, my dear Mr. Root, is even more
Let's
loathsome.
pretend I didn't even hear that. Now, I'll be back here in a week to show you the books. Meantime, I must say good day. Give my best to your lovely wife.
I will tell you when this meeting is over and not a minute before. You forget, my dear Mr. Root, that I have all of my father's traits inbred in me, so take care.
If it's money you need, I can give you in advance.
How much money is left?
Enough for about a year.
What about the money from the sale of the house?
There was very little we got for that. It was quite run down.
That was one of the best properties in town, one of the choice locations. Where is the money from that?
There were a lot of stocks and bonds I purchased for the estate. They had to be paid for.
You purchased? I don't understand.
Well, there were some new companies that needed funds, and I thought it would be a good idea to expand the capital, so I invested, and I guess I should have checked them out a little bit more. I didn't really have the time. I didn't know they'd go bankrupt so fast.
So fast? Why, you son of a bitch.
Get him out of here! Get out of here!
Oh, Johnny! Oh, Johnny! Oh, what are you doing here? How did you find me?
What's wrong with your leg? Why are you limping?
We can talk upstairs in my room. Oh, Johnny, you don't know how happy I am to see you.
Whose house is this?
We can't talk here. We'll wake her up. She sleeps most of the day.
Who sleeps most of the day?
Shh, come up. Oh, let me look at you. Oh, you're so beautiful. And you've grown so. Oh, what are these lines under your eyes? Oh, you have grown up. You're not the same little innocent brother I so fondly remember. Oh, we have so much to catch up on. Tell me everything.
Oh, I couldn't tell you everything. You might blush.
I don't blush as easily as I used to. Start at the beginning.
I traveled around a lot. I went to San Francisco, and I went to sea. I had a chance to go, so I did. I thought a lot, and I forgot a lot.
Mary?
Among other things.
I didn't think you'd ever get over that.
Oh, in time, one can get over anything. When one is young, time is an ogre that is very difficult to face, but as one grows older, well, time becomes a pussycat.
Oh, you still have your wonderful sense of humor. I think it could very well be one of your greatest assets.
Oh, I have many others, I assure you. I'm quite the lover, you know.
Oh, yeah, that isn't fair. I asked you first.
All's fair in love and relationships. Tell me more about the people that you work for.
Oh, they're a very strange couple. They're not like ordinary people, especially her. She receives injections weekly, and if she doesn't get them, she'll die.
What kind of injections?
There is an abnormal distribution of tissue and blood cells, which make up her physical structure. These plants, which Dr. Orlovsky and I have found, are the only things that will bring a normal balance. Oh, we've looked everywhere, but we can't find anything that's less dangerous.
Dangerous?
These plants are very dangerous.
Let me see your leg.
No.
Why not?
I think it would be a good idea if you left, Johnny. I'll meet you tomorrow whenever you like.
You aren't going to change the subject. That might have worked when we were kids, but not now. Let me see your leg.
No, Johnny, please.
You want me to throw a scene? I can do it very well, you know.
You would, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Very well. It isn't very pretty. I don't want you to lose your temper, Johnny, because it won't do any good.
Oh, Christ!
Don't touch it, it's contagious.
I've got to get you out of here. We've got to do something.
There's nothing you can do. We've tried everything.
Who is this Dr. Orlovsky? I want to meet him.
You must go now, Johnny.
I'm not leaving until I find out more about this. There must be something that we can do. I'll go to the police.
The police? What good would that do?
Something going on here that's not right. You haven't told me everything, have you?
You must go now.
I'll walk you downstairs.
It's not that easy to get rid of me, Carrie. I want you...
We must be quiet.
Damn.
I'll see you tomorrow. Where are you staying?
At the Siemens Hotel on Chambers Street. You know where it is.
I'll find it.
You'd better come. If you don't come, I'm going to go to the authorities.
I'll come, I promise. Now, please, you must go. And close the door tightly as you leave.
Young man,
Yes?
may I see you for a moment?
What about?
It won't take long. We can't talk here. Come. Oh, no, you can't leave that there. Someone will see it. Come. It's about your sister.
What about my sister?
Oh, I'm breathless. Oh, you're too many stairs to climb. What's your name?
Johnny. Why? Who are you?
My name's Regina. I live here. This is my home.
What did you want to talk to me about?
About your sister.
Yes, I know. You told me that. What about her?
You must be patient with me. Oh, you see, I haven't been well lately.
You're the lady my sister told me about.
What did she tell you about me?
Nothing.
She must have told you something. You see, I have a sixth sense, and... Well, I can tell when somebody has been talking about me.
I have nothing against you. There's no reason you should feel that way.
Good. Then we can be friends. Oh, my. What strong hands you have. You must use them an awful lot. Oh, they're so rough and gruff. Not at all like you. Oh, what a nice smile. You should smile more frequently.
I usually do. I'm very upset.
What about?
It's something my sister not said, but... What about her leg?
Oh, that. I wouldn't worry about that. She'll get over that.
Why didn't Orlando?
Orlando,
His legs. He had the same thing wrong with his legs that my sister has with hers.
I don't understand. Did she tell you that?
Yes.
You see, she lies. I've heard her.
You don't like my sister, do you?
Did I say that?
No, but you implied it. I don't feel that you like her. Why?
I don't like women who try to take my husband from me.
Carrie has Orlando. Why should she take your husband?
Because she's sneaky and evil. She lives in sin, and she's got the soul of a...
I don't want to hear anymore.
No, don't go. I haven't finished.
Then don't say any more against Carrie. Carrie is a very wonderful person. I wish that I had half as much good in me as she has in her.
What did she tell you?
That's none of your business.
What did she tell you about me?
She told me enough for me to know that I don't want her to stay here anymore. I wanted to get out of here. There's something wrong.
She won't go. I've tried to get her to leave, but she won't go. Maybe if you could do something, maybe you could get her to leave.
If she won't go, I'll go to the authorities.
Now, why would you do that?
I don't think that I want to talk to you anymore.
Johnny?
Hey, mister.
Were you addressing me, madam?
Yeah. They're not at home.
Who?
Him.
How do you know?
I'm telling you, they're not at home.
How do you know?
He went out about 2 hours ago.
Well, that means someone's home. Excuse me.
Some of their things missing.
What sort of things missing?
Their chickens are missing. And 2 nights ago it was a rabbit.
Well, what does that have to do with the Orlovskis?
That's her name? Orlovsky? Foreigners, ain't they?
They are not foreigners. Dr. Orlovsky was born right here in America.
He's a doctor, is he? Now, that makes sense. I bet he's playing around with some of them experiments and that sort of thing. Orlovsky. Foreigners. You can't trust them, they're foreigners.
You must excuse me, madam. I have many things to do.
Hey, you tell them we don't want no foreigners in our neighborhood. We don't need no doctors practicing them experiments. You tell them that, you hear?
Hello? Is there anyone home?
What are you doing here? Who are you?
I I knocked, but no one answered. The door was ajar, and I thought something might be wrong, and I came in. I called out. Didn't anyone hear? Didn't you?
That door is never open. We keep it locked all the time. Who are you?
I'm Mr. Markham. I manage this property. I have some papers for Dr. Orlovsky. As I just happened to be in the neighborhood, I thought I just might drop them by.
Dr. Orlovsky is not in. Now, if you will please leave.
Would you be so good as to give him these?
Good day, Mr. Markham.
What are those plants? I've never seen anything like that before.
That's really none of your business.
Is Mrs. Orlovsky home?
Why?
I should like to see her if you don't mind.
She is asleep. She always takes a nap in the afternoon.
I do hope she's well.
She's quite well, thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, we have work to do.
May I see her?
Mrs. Orlovsky?
Yes.
What do you want to see her for?
That is none of your business.
I have been given explicit instructions not to let anyone see her. If you would tell me something of the nature of your business, perhaps I could make an arrangement.
Very well. I have received reports through an anonymous call of strange events at these, that is, around these premises, and I should like to talk to either Dr. Orlovsky or his wife about it. This is a respectable neighborhood. Now, we wouldn't want anything amiss, would we?
I see. Well, in this case, I'm sure Mrs. Orlovsky will not mind if we disturb her. Orlando, go upstairs, please, and awaken her. And tell her there is a gentleman here to see her. We haven't been properly introduced. This is Carlotta. And I'm Carrie.
Buried here in the summer of 1869.
And you haven't been back here in America since that time?
I thought that by going away to Europe, I could forget his death.
You were that close to your father?
He was more than just a father to me. My mother died when I was 10. All I knew was his love and devotion for me. His one great aim before he died was to see me become a great doctor and perhaps cure him. At least he got to see his dream come true before he died.
Then all you have to live on is your inheritance.
Yes. That's why I must know more about the papers in Root's office.
I do think I can help a little. One thing that I think I can help you with. All the companies that he had invested in,
were all run or owned by relatives of his. After he had transferred funds to one of these companies, it would, within a short time, go bankrupt. I asked him once about this coincidence, and he told me to mind my own business. It wasn't until I was working overtime one day that I discovered that each of these companies was indirectly controlled by him. I've never known him to be careless since that time.
So it's true. He has been stealing from my father's estate.
I'm afraid it looks that way.
You've been extremely kind in telling me all this. How can I ever repay you?
I've seen Mr. Root do many things to many people that were dishonest. I can't go on looking the other way. It's not only for you, but for myself as well. I have to be able to live with myself.
You're a very remarkable woman. Also a very beautiful one.
It's getting colder. Perhaps we'd better go.
Have I said anything to upset you?
No, you haven't.
It's been a long time since I felt so relaxed and comfortable with another woman.
That's the main reason why we must go.
You mean my wife?
Yes.
What can I say to make you understand? I only wish I had been fortunate enough to have met you long before I married her.
Please, don't say any more. It isn't right of you to speak this way.
Let me explain something to you. My father was a very strange man. My wife's father was also very different. They arranged our marriage out of a necessity.
Necessity?
Both my wife and I have been married strictly as a duty to our fathers.
I still don't understand.
I can't tell you anymore.
Perhaps we'd better go.
Please, not yet. Look at me. Please. You're so very beautiful. I have the same feeling now I had this morning when I met you for the first time in the office.
I know.
And you feel the same way towards me?
Yes. We must go.
May I ask one thing?
Yes.
Who's there? Answer me! Who's there?
What do you want?
You're trespassing on this property. What you doing here this time of evening? Visiting hours are long over. Get out of here or I call the police.
Who are you?
I'm Petra, keeper of graves. These are all my children. I've all told them. But at night, they need someone. Especially this one.
Do you know whose grave this is?
Yes, with all my heart and soul.
And so do I.
Who are you?
My name is Orlovsky. Dr. Lawrence Orlovsky.
No, you mean Talbot. You are his son. I see the resemblance.
Then you know.
Then you must go immediately. If you stay here any longer. Who's she?
Friend.
Does she know?
No.
Then you must go immediately. It'll be a full moon tonight. Go. Get out of here. Out of here. You stay with me. No! Run, Calvin! Let go of me! Run!
Carrie? Where are you?
Damn. Oh, God. Oh. It happened, didn't it?
Yes,
How long was I under?
only about 10 minutes.
We forgot to check the calendar.
Stupid of us. Stupid.
Where were you?
At the lawyer's office.
We expected you back earlier.
Yes, I know. You been upstairs yet?
No. Why?
She's gotten out again. I told you to watch her more closely. Gotta lock her in at night.
I sent Carlotta up hours ago to lock her in. Carlotta, where are you? Did you lock her in like I told you? Look at me. Oh, Carlotta. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. In the future, either Orlando or myself will go up and lock her door.
Very well. Is everything else under control? We are worried about the plant.
Why? What happened?
They are growing much too fast.
The climate here seems to agree with them more.
We need more blood.
You mean Carlotta's not enough?
No, not nearly enough.
Then we'll have to find a way.
A man came around here earlier looking for you.
What was his name?
Markham.
What did he want?
He had these papers for you.
And he said something about people talking, people in the neighborhood.
Why did you let him in?
We didn't. He must have let himself in.
Did he see anything?
He came in here while we were working.
I knew he'd be trouble.
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
Look.
We had no choice. No one will find him. By tomorrow morning, he will be completely devoured.
You mean they become completely carnivorous?
Yes.
We must destroy them before they destroy us.
We have almost enough serum to last us for quite some time.
How long?
A year, perhaps.
Poor Regina.
We'll find a substitute.
Yes, maybe. Let me see your leg. Come on, up on the table now. Lie back.
Worse, much worse. Give me a knife.
Talk to you. May I come in?
It's very late. Couldn't you wait until tomorrow?
It'll only take a moment.
Very well. Won't you come in? Would you like some tea?
I haven't come for a social visit. I'll make it brief. What did you tell him?
Who?
You know who I mean, Orlovsky.
What would I tell him?
Any number of things.
Such as?
Don't you play games with me, young lady. Did you tell him anything at all?
I really think you should go now.
I haven't finished yet.
Mr. Root, you're an extremely rude and stingy man. I won't be coming to work tomorrow. This is my resignation. I believe I'm entitled to at least a week's pay, at least after 8 years of underpaid service.
It'll be a cold day in hell, and I'll give you a week's pay for being a traitor to me.
This isn't a sudden decision. I've been thinking about it for some time. I just had to make up my mind to do it, and this afternoon I did.
Orlovsky told you to, didn't he?
He had nothing to do with it. I'm going to Canada. I've been offered a job, and as you know, my older sister Julia lives there. Now, if you will excuse me, I would like to go back to my sleep.
Mm-hmm. Suppose I give you $1 raise. Would that make you stay?
Why, you stupid little man. You are, you know, a very little man. I never realized until now just how much I really loathed you. Get out of here.
No, I'm afraid he's not.
What time do you expect him?
Sometime this afternoon.
What time this afternoon?
I really have no idea. Who shall I say called?
Tell him Petra, the woman he met in the cemetery.
I'll give him your message. Good day.
Not so fast, my pretty. I ain't finished yet.
If you don't take your foot out of this door, I will not be responsible for the consequences.
Carrie? What is it, Carrie?
A woman. Her name is Petra. She wants to see Dr. Orlovsky.
Oh, let her in.
But you know what Dr.
I said let her in.
Very well.
That will be all, Carrie.
If Dr. Orlovsky knew about this...
I said that will be all, Carrie.
Very well.
Perhaps I can help you?
Perhaps. Who are you?
I'm his wife.
Who's that? That is very interesting.
Get to the point.
Can we talk here?
Well, that depends upon what you have to say.
I wouldn't want anyone should hear.
I see. Well, we can go up in the living room and speak. No one will hear us there. Well?
I came to talk about Dr. Orlovsky. Or should I say Dr. Talbot?
Talbot? I don't understand you.
I think you do. You couldn't be married to a man like that and not know his secret.
Please, sit down. Now, just who are you?
More likely, who was I? I knew Dr. Orlovsky's father.
Just what does that mean?
I was very close to your husband's father. I was his mistress for 15 years, and no one knew. Not even your husband. I knew everything about him. Everything. I also know that your husband has inherited the curse of his father.
The cancer piece?
Yes.
Have you told anyone?
Not yet.
You plan to?
That, depends.
I see.
There is something else I think you should know.
What is that?
Does Prudence Towers mean anything to you?
No, should it?
I thought so. I met her last night with your husband.
With my husband? Where?
It was dusk. They were in the cemetery together, and they were kissing.
I don't believe you.
The wife is always the last to know.
Well, what were you doing in a cemetery?
Oh, watching old Lawrence Talbot's grave, which I've done for 10 years. No one shall touch his grave. When he was first buried there, they used to desecrate it, but I soon put a stop to it. Every evening at dusk, I come to keep a vigil over him. I loved him so. All those years, and I received nothing for my love. But you soon change all that, don't you, my dear?
What can I do?
Don't play the innocent one with me, my dear. I'm a much better actress at that game than you are. I had 10 years' practice, and no one knew. Can you imagine what would happen if people knew that Orlovsky was really the son of Lawrence Talbot, the werewolf?
Well, I have no money, but I do have a collection of jewels upstairs. Will that suffice?
Oh, for now. Anything would do for now. I have nothing to my name. Besides, beggars can't be choosers.
Well, they're up in my bedroom. Follow me. May I ask a question of you?
Of course.
Do you happen to know where this Prudence Towers lives?
Yes, I took her home last night. I couldn't leave her go with your husband. Last night was a full moon.
Yes, I know. Now, where does she live?
149 Crescent Avenue.
Thank you. They're in here. Come. Kneel down here and I'll open it for you. You have no reflection. You didn't know, did you, that my father was Count Dracula?
control myself. Didn't want to do it. Carl Root is dead.
What are we going to do?
We must pack immediately. Take only the medicines and our syrups. We must destroy the plants. I'll change and make arrangements to get the next boat back to Europe. Where's Regina?
Upstairs, but I'm...
We haven't got time! Quickly, get everything back! Regina? Come here! Regina! Regina!
Where were you?
Out!
Answer me, where were you?
I want to visit a friend of yours.
We don't have time to play games. We're leaving immediately. We just have enough time to catch the boat.
I'm not going.
Oh, yes, you are.
Well, I see you're all packed. Where are my plans?
We're leaving them here.
Oh, no, you're not.
They've grown completely out of control.
I'll die without them.
We'll get more in Europe.
You're lying. It's just a trick to get rid of me.
You're out of your mind, Regina.
It won't do you any good. She's gone.
What are you raving about now?
Miss Towers. I killed her.
How did you know?
So it's true.
Gotta get out of here. Carrie and Orlando, set fire to the plants immediately. Destroy them completely. Remember, the fire must look like an accident.
No! No! You're not destroying
Oh, as I say!
No!
Regina, you've got to listen to me. We've got to leave here if we're going to survive. Our only chance is back in Europe.
I'm onto your little scheme. You plan to get me over there so you can destroy me by not supplying me with enough serum so you can live together. Well, I won't let you. It won't work.
You're wrong. I won't desert you. I wouldn't leave you after all these years.
My plan! My plan!
Back!
No! My
The rest of the house will be reconstructed in a very short time. We were very fortunate to save this part of the house from the fire.
And the total price is only what you quoted?
That's correct.
That's fabulous. Let's take it, darling. We can't afford not to. The cellar, after they get through restoring it, will be ideal for his experiments.
You really like it?
Oh, yes.
Then we'll take it.
Now, I have all the papers right here. And if you'll just sign there. Baron von Frankenstein. Really?